Are you looking to improve your lead playing when it comes to improvising with backing tracks? Well, stay tuned guys, because I'm going to be giving you 3 tips that are definitely going to help you and take your playing from 0 to 100 when it comes to improvising with backing tracks. Let's get stuck into it. Well, hi there guys, thank you so much for joining us today. We're going to be talking about improvising with backing tracks. Some people love it, some people hate it, but everybody can agree that when it comes to starting this journey out, it can be pretty tough to actually get going and get good when it comes to improvising. When it comes to improvising, there is a lot of kind of do's and don'ts, and there are some rules, but they're very vague, and they apply sometimes, but they don't apply other times, and it's kind of hard to know where to start as a beginner when it comes to improvising. We're looking at these YouTube clips, we're trying to find out the best ways to go about doing it, which scales do we use. So what you're about to see is a Facebook Live that we actually broadcasted within our own exclusive online community. I'm going to put the link to that community below. Make sure you're going over there and joining in the discussion, because you can actually post in your questions and get answers in real time, as well as post things throughout the week and have other members of the community jump on board and help you out as well. Again, I'll put that link in the description below. So now that I've given you the background for today's video, let's go over to the live video and let's have a look at the 3 tips that are going to help us take our playing to that next level. Let's check it out. Matt Dawson here. Just thought I'd come on and do a quick live posed to me by a group member in regards to tips for soloing over certain backing tracks. We were talking the other day about his practice routine, and he was asking, this is what I do, and if you'd have seen, we did a recent live in one of the other Facebook groups about practice routines and things like that, and he let me in on some of his routine and some of his lead playing routines and things like that. When you're soloing over a backing track, like predominantly what you are doing, you're improvising, and improvisation is a skill in its own self. It's not like reciting a solo or a melody. It's actually like you're forcing a different part of your brain to kind of kick in. So when we're thinking about, okay, I've got this backing track, and the backing track could be called E minor blues backing track. For starters, you want to think about your scale selection. So if you're working, if it's in the key of E minor and it's a blues backing track, you can use your E minor blues scale, or your E blues scale to or your E minor pentatonic to solo over the top of that. And usually when people start doing this, they're very cagey, because they're, in the world of guitar, there's a right and a wrong answer. There's a right answer and a wrong answer when we learn things. But in the world of guitar, there isn't necessarily a cut and dry right or wrong answer. Like, say, for example, if you're using in the key of E, if you're doing a blues in the key of E, you've got your chromatic note of a B flat, which is in the scale, it's the 1st fret on the A string. And you can use that note, but there's like a right and a wrong way to use it. So there's all these things that you kind of have to take into consideration. It's like when you read a piece of small print and there's all those asterisks, going along the certain lines of the thing. It's like, do this except for in this case, or in this case, or in this case. But everybody kind of starts off feeling really kind of cagey about the whole thing. If you've tried doing this, post it in the comments below. Let us know how you get on doing that, because I know when I first started doing it, it was terrible. I hated it, and I still get a bit cagey about doing it now in front of people. If I'm having to, do something that I'm not too great at. I'm all right with improvising in simple kind of around simple scales and simple ideas, but if you wanted to get real and deep and put me on the spot, I'm gonna feel just as nervous as anybody else. But like I said, there's a right answer and a wrong answer. But when it comes to improvisation in that sense, it's not really the in-depthness that you need to when you play it just running up and down. You need to be thinking about, how am I going to improvise with this scale? What notes am I going to choose? How am I going to phrase those notes? You can't be then thinking, and how did the scale go again? Because that's just one more thing. The third thing I would say about improvising with backing tracks, and this will be the final thing I would say about improvising with a backing track, would be just to be okay with it sounding a bit rubbish sometimes. Because it will. You're going to sound a bit rubbish from time to time. Be okay with that. You get better, learning the guitar, you start off and you sound terrible, and you get better as you go along. The same thing with improvisation. You start off and you don't know what you're doing, and it's like, oh, this feels really sticky and weird, and am I doing it right? Am I not doing it right? And eventually what you'll find is you'll come across combinations of notes that work really well. And it's like you build up this repertoire of like little licks that we can have in our guitar arsenal. And you go, ah, brilliant. That's in a pentatonic shape that I can transpose into different keys. Keep that one for a rainy day. You know, and things like that. And the more you do it, the easier it gets. That's why some of these backing tracks that you get on YouTube, some of them are like 20 minutes long, 30 minutes long, because you need that long to actually do it. Also be comfortable with sounding a bit from time to time, because you will. I do all the time. I remember up until I went to college to study music, and I used to do improvisation. They used to say, like, if we were doing a song, we'd learn the song, but they would say the guitarists, like the drummers and the bassists and the singers, great, learn your pieces. The guitar players, the guitar solo in this song, we don't want you to learn the solo. You need to figure out the key, figure out a scale choice, and improvise it. And I hated it. And what's worse is you had to perform at the end of each day, and I used to just kick off something chronic. I used to get so angry because I used to feel foolish doing it. Like, give me a solo to learn and I'll learn the solo and I'll mimic it. I'll echo that solo perfectly. But don't ask me to improvise and then we're going to put a key change in, or we're going to emphasize these particular notes because it reacts well with the chord or whatever. You know, I'm not good at, I wasn't good at that at all. Thanks for watching today, guys. Please make sure you hit that like and that subscribe button, and make sure you hit that notification bell so that you're notified of when we release new content. We aim to release new content every single week. If you found this tip useful, please by all means click some of the videos that are coming up around the screen. And until next time, guys, we'll see you later. Have a good one.